came up on fried bologna, boy, what you expect?
Hello?
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
Oh, man, you know, chilling. How about you?
You know, same shit, different toilet.
That's what's up, man. And for all of our listeners out there, for those who are listening for the very first time, this is Tim and TC.
And it's your boy High IQ.
And this is the Fried Bologna Podcast.
The podcast is as random as Conor McGregor going on a rampage at UFC 223 in New York. That's crazy, bro.
What the fuck is up with that guy?
Dude went on dude was trying to stick up for one of his boys, but ended up attacking a bus that had all these other fighters on it and ended up ruining 3 fights on the card, man. Listen, not a lot to say about that. I mean, the only thing I really have an issue with is people sticking up for him, saying he's a real one for doing that. At the end of the day, that dude put a lot of people's lives, not necessarily. I mean, there's a part of it that's in danger, but really, their livelihoods. Dudes, people are trying to make money. Fighters depend on that fight to bring back money to their families, and when they don't fight, they don't get paid. Also,
right.
A lot of people on that bus had big opportunities. Like, these were big fights for some of these guys, and now they can't fight. It's foul. It's wrong, man. So
yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can Conor McGregor be sued for that? Like, sued for like lost wages or lost income for the UFC?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Like, and there's a lot of highly paid attorneys online giving their input. But in situations like this, it is hard to say because both sides have, legal dream teams and the conventional wisdoms of law don't really apply. So I don't know. I mean, I would say yeah, but then on the other hand, money talks. So I don't know.
Yeah, and all that money he got from that Floyd Mayweather fight is about to be spent in legal fees. So he's going to be back in the octagon or back in the boxing ring before we know it.
Yeah, now there's no question. Now he's definitely coming back, man. Jesus. Man.
Yeah, shit. But anyway, Conor McGregor, stop being a fucking idiot. Anyway, what you got for this week, man? What's up?
Man, I gotta be honest, bro. Like, I hung out with a mutual friend of ours, B-Dub. Shout out to B-Dub. He's an avid listener to the show.
B-Dub, what's up, man? Shouts out to Japan.
Japan in the house, man. Always showing us love, man. So, yeah, man, was talking to that guy. Got a chance to hang out with him. Cool dude, loves hip-hop. And we were talking about, the Beg for Mercy album, right? And
classic album.
Yes, absolutely. And he made a lot of good points about the album, but he said like that album, it doesn't give, a lot of people don't give 50 Cent enough credit for that album. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they at that time, like Banks and Buck, they were still fairly new artists, and you could tell like that album has 50's like fingerprints all over it, like how it's made, how it's done, and everything. Like, he was the director of that shit, and he doesn't get enough credit for it. We both agree on that.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's because 50 Cent is one of the most hated men to ever be in hip hop. I think he's equally as hated as equally as loved. But, nobody wants to give him credit for much because some would say his epic fall off doesn't make him a legitimate or a reasonable person to give credit to for something like that. But
right,
I would disagree. Yeah. And I still don't think 50 fell off. I think he fell out of popularity, but he still made decent music. But that's another topic.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but I know we're both avid listeners to G Unit. I mean, we kind of grew up in that era, right? Beg for Mercy. Just if you can, who had the best verse on that album?
On the entire album?
Yeah, like the one verse that sticks out to you.
God damn, that is a very, very tough question. I know Young Buck had some dope verses on that album.
Yes,
shit. Ugh. Well, you know what I'm going to need to do before I answer this question? I'm going to need to look up the track list. That way, the album comes to my mind better. All right, Beg for Mercy. Let me. So we got G Unit, the intro. We got Poppin' Them Things, dope album. My Buddy, I'm So Hood, Stunt 101, Want to Get to Know You, Groupie Love, Better Ask Somebody, Footprints, Eye for an Eye, Smile, Baby You Got, Salute You, Beg for Mercy, G'd Up, Lay You Down, Gangsta Shit, I Smell Pussy. All right, actually, now that I'm reading down this track list, one of my favorite songs on this album was G'd Up. Now that I think about it, 50's verse on G'd Up was fucking hard.
Okay.
Like, super hard.
Yeah, we're in 100% agreement. I was hoping you were going to say that, yeah. Yeah, at first, me and B-Dub listening to it, and then there was some debate about it. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, Buck's verse was really dope on that too. But then after thinking about it, I was like, 50's verse was the best verse on the whole album. Yeah. Yeah, G'd Up.
Yeah. Such a dope album. I might actually, when I go to the gym later, that might be my workout soundtrack for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit, that's a hard ass song. That hook is insane.
It is, man. It's dope, man.
I'm amazing. I'm crazy. The hood done made me feels like my emotions are froze. Oh. It honestly kind of sounds like M might have helped out with some of these syllables and the cadence of this hook.
There's some hints of Eminem in there. Yeah, you're right.
It's the things I done seen and the shit I've been through that have made my heart turn cold.
Yeah.
I'm a gangster. You find out for sure if you ever step on me. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going
to
serenade our listeners, but
they don't get enough credit for like making some of the best workout music in the history of hip hop, you know, like.
And by workout, you mean like drive-by music, putting in work music. That's what you mean, right?
Well, for suburban niggas, I mean, going to your local 24-hour fitness or your local Planet Fitness and putting that work in on the bench. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in the hood and about that life, then yeah.
You put working on that stove, on that
pulling
corner,
up on
that
people,
block.
Yeah.
And both are reasonable things to do while listening to G Unit. So,
yeah,
like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it.
Yeah. No judging here.
Like if I had to commit a murder, I'm doing it to the song "Beg for Mercy." If I had to, which I would never.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to pick, well, you know what though? I don't know, because
actually, it might be Natural Born Killers, Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. That song will turn a sane man into a psychopath.
Ooh, okay. What about that? If we're talking about murder here, right? And it's a soundtrack to the murder you're about to commit. I don't know if there's hypothetically. What about that Pastor Troy song? What was that song called? Fuck. That shit was dark as fuck. It was like his debut. It might have been on his debut album, I think. fuck, what to play it? Where it's like heaven or hell. He's like in the video. He's like in a jail cell locked up. It's one of the hardest songs ever. Fuck.
Hold up. Why do I feel like I know what song you're talking about? I think it's like his first music video.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, shouts to Pastor Troy, man. I don't know why we can't think of this fucking song, but fuck, that was
I have no idea why I can't think about it either. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that might be the one.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, shouts out to Pastor Troy for us not being able to readily recall your music. I guess you didn't leave that big of an impression on us. But speaking of music, I read something that's probably going to blow your mind. Mm-hmm. But then again, it probably won't because we know how these niggas roll now. But Kris Jenner has reportedly taken over Travis Scott and Kanye West's management. So there's no more question about whether or not Kanye West is in the sunken place. There's no doubt about it that motherfucker's in the sunken place. And he's not coming out anytime soon. But they got Travis Scott now. Kris Jenner might be the most successful soul snatcher we've ever seen. Better than Shang Tsung. By far.
Oh man. You go ahead. Go ahead. Share your thoughts first, please, on this.
All right. Excuse me. I'll give you two perspectives. First perspective is the Kardashian brand is undefeated. They took the most negative thing and turned it into a multi-million-dollar industry or a multi-million-dollar conglomerate. So associating yourself with them and that, it actually might be a good look. But I'm a man of principles. And as a rapper, I'm not having a fucking Kardashian, Kris Jenner. I'm not having them represent me ever with anything. Like, this really sounds like Kim and Kylie sat Kanye and Travis down respectively and said, listen, honey, baby. That's them sucking on their dicks while they're talking to them. I think my mom should take over your management. What do you think? Oh, you're right. Ugh, I'll do it. I think that's how the conversation went.
Well, from like a music perspective, here's the thing about that. And look, I always say it on the show. History tends to repeat itself, and you can learn a lot from the history about what's going to happen in the future, right? So, like, look, maybe not the first album, maybe not the second, maybe not the third, but mark my words, eventually, it's not going to just stop with like, oh, like we're managing Kanye and Travis. It's going to turn into a collaboration on that song. They're going to end up on records. They're going to end up on records.
Kim and Kylie and Courtney and what's the big one? What's the big one? What's her name?
Chloe.
Linebacker.
Chloe. Yes.
Yeah. You mean to tell me that they're going to be on a Kanye West or Travis Scott track? Is that what you're telling me?
They're going to be featured. They'll maybe do some intros here and there, but like, don't think that, because that's not how that works. Don't think that they're just going to manage these guys and stay in the background. That's not the Kardashian code. It's infiltrate and then take over. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to start affecting the music, and then you're going to start having like the shout outs is gonna be like Kardashian Records. Like it's gonna like they're gonna take over the music industry.
You gotta think about this. Everything a Kardashian touches either comes or turns into gold. So this might not be a bad look. Like this could actually, I mean, Kanye West already has a huge following, but this could like take him over the hump, having that Kardashian stamp. And Travis Scott, I mean, I think Travis Scott is relatively popular. I would say, you know, he has more of a cult following than a popular following. I could be wrong. I like some of Travis Scott's music, but I never really knew him to be a huge star. But this could do something. I mean, he already had a baby with one of them. Like, this just seems like good business.
Well, I mean, you're probably not wrong in that regard, but if we're talking about, and this is a dying thing, but the actual art form of the music, right? It just takes away from the authenticity of it. You know what I mean? Like it's like another thing that's been degraded. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's fucking nuts. Yeah. Now you did mention like
it's gonna suck the soul out of rap music now.
Exactly. Because it's not just again, infiltrate, take over. It starts with them two. You know, shit. Who knows? Before you know it, a year from now, they might sign Slaughterhouse or some shit. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you're right, man.
The last thing
I'm not very. I don't have that big of a positive outlook on the future of both of their careers. I truly don't. But I kind of gave up on Kanye anyway after that trash ass Yeezus album, and no, I wasn't going to listen to Life of Pablo after he released that bullshit. So, and I know that's not a popular opinion amongst people who think they know more about music than other people, but those albums were trash. And you think with a Kardashian running things that it's going to be better? I disagree.
Yeah, shit hits the fan going forward. The last thing I want to say about this is the Kardashian brand, like you mentioned, you know, turning everything to gold, making a multi-million-dollar conglomerate, right? Well, you know, there is a possibility, you know, 5 years, 10 years from now, Chris gonna be a billionaire, bro. Kris Jenner gonna be a billionaire.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh.
I thought that was the I thought that's what she was going for. I thought that was, you know, I thought we all knew that. She's playing the long game.
And America helped her. Oh man.
Yeah. Think about it. She took over music and sports. Two of the biggest things in America.
And television.
One of her which one of her daughters is fucking somebody from TV? Oh, well, shit. They're all fucking somebody from TV. They're on TV. They're fucking America on TV.
They're on TV 24/7. Yeah.
I forgot that was a show. I'm not even going to front. I really did.
TV, music, sports.
Next is politics. You heard it first. The Kardashians are going to take over politics.
Shit.
Yeah. Let's stay with music for a second. As you know, as all of our listeners know, Cardi B's album dropped this past Friday. And 12 seconds after being released, it already went, gold or platinum or uranium, whatever records go these days. And apparently, the album is fire. Now, I haven't heard it. It's no secret to anybody who listens to this podcast. I don't fuck with Cardi B's music, but I feel compelled to listen to her album because of the critical acclaim. And because, as you know now, I do fuck with Cardi B, just not her music. So I kind of feel like I owe it to her to at least give her album a once over.
Okay, well, yeah. Let me know how it is. I'm not getting that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't have a date scheduled for when I'm going to listen to it, but from your tone, it sounds like you have no interest in listening to her album.
Can't do it, man. I just can't. And it's so far away from
I understand.
my thing. You know what I mean? That hey, go ahead, get that money, do what you got to do, but I'm not gonna call that. I'm not gonna put that in like a hip hop category. I'm not gonna put that in a rap category. I don't know what it is, but that shit can't fly.
You're right. I was talking to my brother about this album, and shouts out to Marco and Tony of the Relationship Podcast. I was talking to my brother, and I was telling him my lack of interest, or like, Cardi B is now a pop star, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was saying that, she's not a pop star like Nicki was a pop star. Nicki was trying to be a big popular star, but Cardi is more, she just wants to rap. And now he probably has better insight on that than I do, because I don't listen to Nicki Minaj, and I don't listen to Cardi B, so I can't really tell you, but I tend to go the opposite direction when something is too popular, except for Black Panther, of course. But when something's too popular, I don't usually want to fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something in me. I have no idea why. I just don't like drinking the Kool-Aid. So Cardi B's popularity just kind of makes me a lot less interested in wanting to fuck with her music.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, because it's like the act of being like so overhyped makes you not even want to fuck with it, because it's overhyped. I mean, based on what you know about her background, how she came up, it's like,
yeah, she was a stripper.
Yeah,
she was like, pussy popping on a handstand.
But there's no real passion for the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been a lot of rap artists that have looked at rap like a come up, but they still have something to prove on the mic. Like, they still want to prove haters wrong, and they want to do it themselves.
Right.
Like, I think a good example of that is probably like Jeezy. When he first came out, a lot of people were looking at him just like a trap rapper, and not really, and I hate to say the word lyrical, but not really saying anything worthwhile. But no one can argue that Jeezy has consistently gotten better every year, and that shit just don't happen by accident.
Can I quote Jeezy?
Go ahead.
Can I quote Jeezy for a second? I came into the game with everything I want. This shit's about respecting me. End quote.
Shit's gospel, bro. But see, like, that's the type of shit that you don't hear anymore. Like, people coming into the game with something to prove, like they belong. Now it's more so like, I'm coming into the game because I want the fame and I want everyone to know me, and I'm using music. It's
there's no passion for the art anymore.
Right. So it's like, me knowing that, it's like, I can't listen to that shit. I'm not gonna support that.
Yeah, you're right. Especially when I know that other motherfuckers are writing your records. Like, that makes me like, it's not about the art for you. It's about the fame. Yeah, right. I'm with you on that.
Right.
I
mean, but let me put it to our listeners. Like, even like, imagine if, like, you came to me and you knew like I was like a aspiring artist. Now, when I say artist, I mean like painter, like a person who sketches, all that shit. You're like, hey man, you know what? I'm gonna give you some work. Draw this family portrait for me. Draw my mom, my dad, whatever, my brothers, sisters, or whatever, right? I come to you and it's like a really well done project, right? And then we're talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, this took a long, long time, and it's like, and like, it was me and like six other fucking artists working on this. You're like, hold up, wait, you didn't do this by your fucking self? It's like, no, I just did the outline. Everybody else did the actual real work, putting everything together. You feel cheated. You feel like
I do.
You know what I mean? Like it's still a product out, but it's like it's not the same. There's no real value in it now.
Yeah, and I think rap music, is probably the most. It's the only genre where that matters the most because, like, I don't care if my favorite singer didn't write their own song because it's about their voice. It's about like the feeling you get from hearing them sing the song. The words obviously play a big part, but rappers don't have their voice matters, but not like a singer's voice matters. Like we can all tell the difference between a good singer and a bad singer, but like a rapper who's not really saying shit, if they have a dope voice, you still might listen. Yeah. A rapper with a bad voice, but good shit, you might not listen. Or you might listen depending on what they're saying. Like, I don't think Common has a good voice at all. But I think he's a hell of a rapper. But I just can't listen to him because of his voice. So anyway, I say all that to say rap is the only genre where your authenticity and you actually pinning all of your words matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Or used to matter. Yeah. Agree.
Oh, it did used to matter until this whole new wave of rap came in, which this is a music heavy first half hour of this podcast, but there is an artist or a rapper or whatever he is that we have not yet discussed. And that artist is Tekashi 6ix9ine. What are your feelings on Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how old the kid is, but there's a lot of feelings here. Musically, okay, just me being who I am, me being just a legit hip hop fan. I'm not fucking with his music at all. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the court cases that he got with like dealing with underage girls and all that shit, definitely don't support that bullshit either. Now the thing that I'm like, okay, I somewhat respect is like he does come across a little, and I hate. There's areas where he comes across a little real. Like what I mean is, there's been a lot of artists to go on the Breakfast Club, and you listen to their music, and you think like they somewhat don't give a fuck, right. And they go on that fucking Breakfast Club and sit next to Charlemagne, and they're a shell of themselves. They hardly speak up for themselves, and if they do, you can tell like they're almost hesitant to say it. And this is talking to Charlemagne, right? I like the fact that he came up there and just if somebody's cracking on you, crack back at him. It's like,
yeah. And
it's nothing. It was like he didn't really take it personal. It was just like, okay, you coming at me, I'm gonna come at you. And it seems like he does that with a lot of his haters, like it does seem like a lot of people go at him for just to go at him. So in that regard, yeah, okay, I respect that. But other than that, I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I'll add a couple things. Is first, no, I don't know his music. I've never listened to it. When I first like heard of his like uprising, like how he's a super blood and he's like he's not a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't believe him to be a tough guy. He talks a lot of tough guy shit, but he's not. I believe that the 100 motherfuckers he got with him are tough guys, especially collectively. And I think it empowers him to project a tough guy persona when he says shit like test my gangster. Like, if I tested his gangster, like, just in a vacuum himself, I'm not intimidated by a dude like him at all. However, if he says test my gangster and he's in front of a crowd of niggas wearing all red and probably got weapons on them, I'm not testing his gangster. I'm scared shitless. But that generally goes for everybody. If my 2.5-year-old daughter says test my gangster, she's got a 100 Bloods behind her too, I'm gonna be a little fearful of her as well. So I don't, I do appreciate his realness and authenticity. Like, he has his give a fuck meter is low in all arenas. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. It reminds me of somebody that we talked about earlier. The Godfather 50. So for that, I appreciate him. But other than that, like, I'm not going to big up the dude's music or nothing like that. I think he should not be as confrontational as he is, especially when it'll eventually probably get him caught up in some bullshit. So
yeah, it always does. Like nowadays, especially with the social media and all that, is like, we talked about it before. It's like, if you're gonna project that type of bravado, you know what I mean? Like, there better be a lot of parts of you that are actually about that, because like now people are planning to give you L's. Like that, it's like, okay, you go here with the camera, and then if we get this angle of me, it's like, so you really have
trying to go viral off of checking you.
Yeah. So it's not, a lot of times it's like, I don't know too many people in my lives, or just in your life, or just in general, who are on point 24/7 like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to move a certain way that I don't think they really understand. It's like, just people are coming after you just cause, not your enemies, just because they want a name. And they're haters. I mean, at the end of the day, they're haters. And I think that's how.
Once one of his.
What?
I was about to say, once one of his dogs feel like they're not getting enough to eat, they'll turn on him just like that.
Yeah.
And it'll be some setup bullshit where he's at the wrong end of an ass whooping, or wrong end of a robbery.
Right.
So, but hey, I don't wish that on nobody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's how, like, you could probably argue, like, that's probably what happened with Safari. Like, you getting robbed like that. Robbed, huh? Yeah, I mean, like, here's my take on that. Fuck anybody who have a problem with him breaking down like that, getting robbed. Like, at the end of the day, having a fucking pistol in the back of your head is real shit. Now, maybe he was a little bit more hurt about the jewelry getting stolen. I don't know. But at the end of the day, like, that's 98% of the fucking population's reaction. I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear, like, oh, I would have done this. Or if that was me. Come on. At the end of the day, he got robbed. He had a gun to his head. For all he know, they could have pulled the trigger after they robbed him. Now, the flip side of that is, like, again, if you're going to project that type of shit, you have to be prepared for that shit to come back at you. Like, I can't in good conscience walk around the hood wearing $3,000 worth of jewelry and not expect problems. Occasionally,
You mean $120,000 worth of jewelry.
Right? And then not only that, flaunt it in people's faces. Rapping about it,
big
talking
ass
about
fur
it.
Coats and shit.
Right. It's a moving target. Yeah.
So,
and I really didn't like I really, really, really did not. I didn't like what T.I. said about that shit. Like Safari went on like a whole fucking rant on Twitter, and T.I. gonna respond like, "It's cold out there. Wear a sweater." Some shit like that, right? I'm like, oh, really? I'm not gonna talk about T.I.'s like, because we know. But we're not gonna talk about that. But what I will say is, I have noticed like, one day T.I. want to be Malcolm X, and another day he want to be old school Tip. It's like, at the end of the day, bro got robbed.
There's layers to this shit though, man. Like T.I., just like all of us, we're complex people. You know what I'm saying? Like T.I. is still a hood nigga from Bankhead. You think the ignorance has completely left his body? I don't think so. So if he sees some weird shit going on, he's gonna comment. And now you say you didn't have a problem with Safari crying. Now I don't have a problem with Safari crying either. Honestly, crying would have been the least of my concerns. I'd have been concerned about how I'm going to change my drawers because I just shit and pissed all over myself, having a gun in the back of my head. However, I wouldn't go on Angie Martinez without changing my drawers first. Meaning, he didn't have to go on Angie Martinez and cry. Like, he didn't have to go there right after. He could have, like, rescheduled that interview based off of the fact that he just got robbed at gunpoint.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why it's funny. That's the only reason it's funny. Is the nigga got robbed and he went on air to cry about it. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Like if I get robbed in the morning, hey, I'm canceling everything the rest of the day.
The rest of the day, maybe the rest of the week. Who knows? I don't know how affected I am.
Oh man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so that's why it's funny. I saw that the interview he did when he was crying. I couldn't help but crack a smile because it was funny. But he had, it's like he didn't learn anything because he shows up at the interview. I know he's got an image to uphold. He shows up with this big ass, ugly ass fur coat on. And Angie goes, "They didn't take the fur coat?" He's like, "Nah. Nobody wanted the ugly ass fur coat. And who the fuck rocks fur coats anymore?" I thought that was like some like old school shit. I don't know anybody with a fur coat. Granted, I don't know like hood rich people neither.
Yeah.
Like all the hood people I know, they just go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Both of their jobs. I don't know anybody that's like stunting like that. And if they do, they're not buying like fur coats. They're just buying a grip of Jordans.
Yeah. Unnecessary shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but fur coats are whack.
Yeah. I even if I had fur coat money, I just don't know if I could rock it. Like it's just too much. It's Frank Lucas shit. It only brings problems. He didn't want to, he didn't want to wear that fucking coat to that fight. That's what started all that shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know why what made her think that was what he would want? She ain't never seen him in a fur coat ever before. And she gonna buy him a fur coat. And if he doesn't wear the fur coat, then he's gonna have to hear her bitch the whole way to the fight. And during the fight, she's gonna be, while he's rubbing shoulders with celebrities and other dope dealers, she's gonna be all mad and pouty lipped because he didn't want to wear that ugly ass fur coat that she got him. Although I'm sure it was soft. He didn't have to wear that shit. But he did, man, because it wasn't worth the problem.
Yeah. And that started it all. Damn, Frank. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Shouts out to Denzel. Do you have anything else? Because I did want to get into something.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I recently watched the Justice League a few days ago, and IQ, if it's okay with you, I would like to get into my unfuckwittable.
Let's do this.
So, DC. This is Tin Man TC speaking to you directly. DC. Just stop. Quit. Get out of the game forever. I don't know how difficult it is to make a movie with all these examples of what good movies is out there. We've got a slew of Iron Man movies, Captain America movies, Avengers movies. We've got Black Panther. We've got a lot of movies, great examples of how to put together a good, clear, concise, entertaining superhero movie. But somehow you fuck it up every time. Justice League is my unfuckwittable for the week. Now, this movie, the storyline, whatever. The storyline, I'll give like a 6 or a 7. Storyline wasn't like awful. The execution was terrible. Let's just start with the elephant in the room. The entire movie was shot in front of a green screen. I'm not even sure if any of the actors were in the same room at any given time in that movie. The whole fucking movie was a green screen. There was like no real scenes, no scenery in the back. Mm-hmm. That takes away from the movie. And speaking of CGI, let me get into the worst part of the movie. And that was Superman. Cavill, what's that guy? What's his first name? Henry? Henry Cavill, something like that?
It's Cavill. It's like travel, but Cavill, yeah.
Whatever. Superman. Mm-hmm. He was apparently shooting another movie at the time where he had to grow out a mustache, which made Superman's mouth look all weird because they had to CGI out his mustache. Why not force the other movie to CGI a mustache in? Let that movie look like shit. Let this questionable movie that you're already shooting at least give us some better quality of one of the main characters in the fucking movie. It was, oh man. It was so bad. I thought I was tripping. I was a little high when I was watching, so I thought I was tripping. Turns out, I Google it just to make sure that there's not anything wrong with my eyes. I Google what's wrong with Superman's mouth, and I didn't even get to finish. It finished it for me because apparently this was a very popular question. And so I read that he was shooting another movie and needed a mustache and couldn't compromise on that. Stop fucking production of the movie. Stop. Just stop. Stop filming the movie altogether. And wait till the other movie's done shooting and let him shoot his scenes, and get this shit right. Cause that was, oh my God. Justice League was one of the worst movies I've ever seen starring a superhero. And I saw The Spirit, and The Spirit was a way better movie than the Justice League. That's all.
Oh, shit. Hey, you know what? The Spirit was trash, but you do have a point. Yeah. So, seeing as to how you brought up, this superhero shit, I too did watch Justice League, and I didn't like it that much. But when you go see these movies, it's like, you kind of get wrapped up in like the superhero walking gods among mortals type of thing, and you start to think like, damn, how would it be having superpowers and all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. Now, as a kid, when you say that, you're like, it's fucking awesome. Like having superpowers and shit would be great. But as you grow older, you realize, like, no, it would only be more problems. Like, more money, more problems. More powers, right. More problems. Now, here's I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios here. Why having superpowers absolutely fucking sucks. So here's the thing. Let's take the most basic levels of superpowers, like the type of shit where 99% of the people are going to say. So the first thing is probably, oh shit, like flight. Wish I could fucking fly. Could fly like Superman and shit, right? Now, that sounds dope. You know, you could, miss traffic, all this shit, right? But let's think about this. Assuming, only a select few of your people know that you have this power, right? There's two problems. Do you realize how many fucking rides you're gonna get asked for? Like, IQ, hey, can I get a ride to the store? Not in the car. They're gonna want you to fly them there.
That's a hell of a point.
You're going to be a flying Uber for all your crew. Okay? Now, here's the other thing about flight. Do you realize the type of looks you're going to get if you're late to anything? If you're late to anything, like if you're supposed to be somewhere at 11:30 and you get there at 11:31, people are going to be looking at you like, bruh, you can fly. Okay?
Yeah, but I would say, fuck you, I was out saving the world.
They were like, bruh. No, you weren't. You were giving people rides. You were giving people Uber rides. We know that's what you do all day. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. Okay. Flight. We addressed that. Probably the second thing you hear most is like, shit, well, wish I could read people's minds. Okay. That sounds good. But now we all know how dark the world is. Like, you could go to a convenience store, see a woman, be like, damn, I wonder what she's thinking about. Go into her mind. She could be thinking about some sick shit. Like, 90% of the time, you're going to be seeing shit that you're like, oh my God, I wish I didn't see that. You're going to be traumatized every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So the third thing probably, like, and it probably talks about it relates to the whole mind thing. If you can't read people's minds, then the next best thing is probably controlling minds. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem with that though. So you would have to exhibit such an extreme amount of discipline not to do shit when you're like highly upset or you had a bad day. You know what I mean? Like if you're stuck in traffic and you don't have any superpowers, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you could be like, your overreaction is probably hitting the steering wheel really hard. You know what I'm saying? But right. If you can control people's minds, it's like, fuck this shit. Everybody drive off the fucking freeway. I had enough. Like, any overreaction is catastrophe. Anything.
Yeah. IQ, I hear you. But to quote Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. Or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I think what you're describing separates superheroes from supervillains. Is the superheroes, they've learned to control those urges to do harm to others or do things for their own personal gain. But supervillains do the exact opposite. They do things for their own personal gain. They do things to harm others. So what you're describing is a supervillain's way of thinking and their lack of discipline. But superheroes are few and far between. You know, living in this world where superheroes are real. The few and far between, and most, if not all of them, are doing right by people because they're able to control these urges. And let's not forget, aside from like Tony Stark, they have secret identities. You know, a lot of people don't really know that they have these kinds of superpowers, and they're not living a regular. They don't go to work every day. You know, they don't go into 9 to 5. They're going to fucking have meetings about, you know, what's going on in the world and how to save it.
Okay, yeah, but I hear what you're saying. But to quote the great Harvey Dent, R.I.P., you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, bruh. It's only a matter of time before you flip out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad. And one last thing, I'm glad you brought up Tony Stark, because let's just say we don't have superpowers and we're just brilliant and we can build like Iron Man type of armor, right? Like,
you said brilliant. You imagine? You mean like, you also mean like a gazillionaire too?
Gazillionaire, yeah. But like, do you realize, like, basically what Tony Stark did is build a weapon of mass destruction, essentially. And so it's like, listen, the government's gonna want to use that. And like and there's a part in the movie where Iron Man flat out tells him, no, this is my property and it's years ahead of anything that anyone else can come up with, you know, and I'm helping make the world a better place. Now in real life, America is going to be like, no, that's not going to fly. Give us a shit or we're going to take it there. And
America would have knocked him off.
And if you're a genius like Tony Stark, and you're looking at yourself like a superhero, you're like, well, bring it. Now, what has happened is it's a civil war between you and the United States. Shit, you can't
I'm glad you brought up Civil War. Because, you know, Tony Stark flies around in a weapon of mass destruction. He has a weapon of mass destruction literally at his fingertips. He presses the button and a whole weapon gets armed around him. But that's also what the Sokovia Accords were for, man. To get put in check. To not be rogue vigilantes who does things without any oversight.
I respect your Marvel knowledge. That was a good reference there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those movies dozens of times. I have a lot of time on my hands sometimes, so I just watch movies I've seen before. So anyway, I think we also do need to put in perspective that this isn't real. It is just here for our entertainment. I don't think we're supposed to think this deeply into this shit, although it is fun to do so. Yeah. Don't. No one's here retarded. We're not actually thinking about it like that. But yeah. Although I am frightened of Thanos. I am frightened of Thanos, like for real. Yeah, he just might be the most insanely scary supervillain of all time. Which, I don't know if any of this information is out there. But I do know in the comic books, doesn't the Silver Surfer give Thanos that work?
Fuck, I don't know. That's a good question. I know Silver Surfer is definitely about that life. I know that.
Yeah, I feel like he did give Thanos that work. And part of me really, really, really hopes that the Silver Surfer makes an appearance in the Infinity Wars, chapter 1 or chapter 2, whatever. Like, I hope that actually happens. I've been waiting for a Silver Surfer movie for years. And I really hope that shit's gonna happen.
Damn. Hopefully you know something we don't, because that's a good idea. That should be crack. See that dude come on screen like that? That'd be dope, man. Okay. Yeah. Make it.
And then tell Thanos.
Get it done. Get it done,
Yeah, get it done, Marvel. Yeah, and tell Thanos the shit that he told fucking... What's the flexible chick's name from the Fantastic Four? Whatever her name is.
Susie Storm.
Yeah. I think that's everything you know is coming to an end or some shit like that. You need to tell that to Thanos.
Imagine hearing some shit like that. Good God.
Because Thanos was telling the fucking Avengers the same shit. Imagine somebody telling Thanos the shit he told them. Thanos would be like, oh shit, what did I get myself into?
He's like, word?
Nigga, I'm the bully around here. You're telling me you're the bully's bully? Yeah, I don't want that smoke.
Shit.
You and your surfboard can have this fucking galaxy. I'll go somewhere else.
And the idea that the dude that beat you would be a dude riding a silver surfboard, you know,
a motherfucking
not the Hulk,
not the Hulk, a beach bum is gonna come and fucking give you that work.
A clean cut beach bum, yeah.
Hey, bro, I was shredding some serious gnar out in another galaxy, and I heard you were giving my bros some trouble, bro. Everything you know is gonna come to an end, bro. Fucking, you should leave. You should leave before I make you leave, bro.
Don't be a killjoy, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, kind of off topic here, but you know, as you know, I'm a pretty big sports guy, and you know, from time to time, I just watch random sports, and I've been known to watch some soccer matches here and there, and I came across the Winter Olympics, and there was
you mean reruns of the Winter Olympics?
Right, yeah. There's an Olympic channel, and it's like they just show.
We know about the Olympic channel.
Yes, we do.
And if those of you who do not know what we're referencing, please tune into calls 1 through 4.
Yes, we support all Olympic sports.
Yes, we do. Specifically beach volleyball. Women's beach volleyball.
Yes.
Shouts out to Brazil and Spain.
Shouts out to Greece and Spain. Yeah, so I'm watching men and women's curling. Okay. Now this might be one of the most boring sports of all time.
It's not a sport.
Yes. Well, we're in agreement there. So I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, if they're doing this activity and there's Olympic gold at stake. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking like, okay, if they allow this shit in the Olympics, hear me out. Olympic dunk contest. I would tune in.
I think you're onto something. The best dunkers throughout the world, which means most people from the U.S. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, getting judged. I mean, that's the fucking dunk contest. And yes. Elaborate. Tell me how to get this done.
That's the thing. I feel like there's a lot of parts in the world. I mean, you on YouTube, there's a lot of European dunkers out there doing crazy things. I feel like there's a large amount of people, like athletes, that are incredible dunkers all over the world. So I don't think not getting an amount of participants is a problem. You know, people would tune in because it's global, and there's a lot at stake here. The best dunker on Earth? Like, the best dunker on Earth. And what you could see is, possibly, as it grows, you know, some NBA player could dabble in it maybe. You know?
I don't think there's anybody in the NBA that could, like, they had the dunk contest shit that's been happening the last couple of years during the playoffs or throughout the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. NBA dudes aren't fucking with those guys because they're devoting their lives to just dunking. NBA guys are devoting their lives to like playing basketball. But that's okay as far as the Olympics go. Like if you just get guys that are devoting their lives to just dunking, we might see some of the best dunks in the history of dunking. And I don't think it should be judged like the dunk contest that we see where you got guys, you know, ex-NBA players, you know, just holding up, you know, numbers. No, this needs to be like a fucking like they do on the Olympics, like they do on like gymnastics and diving. Like a seriously sanctioned dunk contest.
Yeah.
Where you get these like judges who are like breeding these kids from like, you know, their first dunk all the way up into Olympic gold. And hopefully not molesting them along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's like some like Rocky shit where it's like there's footage of like a Germany dunking side and the kids dunking from the free throw line, and then there's a coach like, again, you know, like some shit like that. Once more, you know, it's like
jumping
that type
through rings
of level
of fire.
Right. Right. It's like you flinched again. Yeah. That's the type of shit I want to see. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Get it done. Get it done. Shit,
Yeah.
You got curling as an Olympic sport. Why not?
They took away wrestling. Might as well add some dunking. The world loves basketball. It is probably the number 2 sport in the world.
Yeah, man. Shit. I would tune in.
IQ,
man.
You usually have some relatively questionable ideas. And I'm saying that with love.
I agree.
But you're onto something.
Shit. And my thing is, you know, like, of course, we would get, you know, number 1 position as far as sponsorships go because we came up with the idea in addition to getting cut a check. But
yes, Nike make it happen.
The world would love to see it, man. The world would love to see it. So whoever's listening that can make this happen, get it done. Stop tripping. No more curling.
Yeah, no more curling. None of that bullshit no more. We need like real sports that involve real athleticism. Like women's beach volleyball and dunk contests.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and track and field.
Yeah.
But mainly the first 2.
Yeah.
Okay, women's track and field. I want to see dunks and asses. Not necessarily in that order.
We just got banned from the Olympics. We're the first people to get banned and not even participate in the sport.
Yeah. By the way, IQ, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get dropped from this sponsor because I think I was supposed to read this ad at the beginning of the podcast. But it's all good. At least we're reading this ad anyway. This is one of our new sponsors. Great sponsor. I think actually everyone uses this product. This ad for this week is brought to you by your bowels. The best part of waking up is taking a big old dump. So that was it said here in the copy, read it like Folgers. They read it in the melody of the Folgers ads. So there you go. It's brought to you by your bowels. Never turn their back on you. So there we go for this week.
So there's really no fucking product. It's just like a
no. It is
PSA.
a product. I mean, it's a product of life. And come to think about it, I have no idea how we're gonna get paid for this ad. I don't think there's a corporation or a building. We just got an email that said from your bowels. Ad read. I don't know how we're supposed to monetize that, but whatever. We'll read any ad.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. The money's pouring in thanks to these sponsorships, these advertisements.
Hey man, I think we've taken this podcast to a whole nother level. Our listeners out there, I'm not sure if you are on the social medias, but fried bologna is generally the number 1 trending thing on Snapface and Instabook and all of those social media sites. So shouts out to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what though? I'm gonna keep it real with you. I never thought I would say this, but there was a day last week where Instagram motivated me. I'll explain. Like, as you know, we have a very diverse group of followers on Instagram. And there was a person left a comment, a dope comment. It's like, hey, good work. Keep up the great job. All that shit, right? I was okay. Let me like this. Up. And, I'm going to go on your page and like something of yours. I return a favor. We keep it real around here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I go on the dude's page, and he's like a physical trainer. I was okay. Well, I'm not going to like any pics with his shirt off. I'll like some pics where it's like, some before and after of his clients, show some love. And, right. I'm scrolling, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's actually in shape. He knows what he's talking about. And then, I was like, this guy's in really, really good shape. So I was like, you know what? Let me take my fat ass to the gym. Went to the gym, got motivated off Instagram. Now, that leads me to, the most recent, the latest, two things that don't mix.
Oh shit. Let's hear it, man. I'm excited about this because I have no idea what direction you're gonna go.
Okay. Two things that don't mix. Being really motivated to go to the gym, but being really out of shape. So, went to the gym, and like any bro, it's like, well, haven't lifted in a long time. Let me hit up this bench press, and,
first mistake,
last mistake of the day. So, now the way my gym is set up, and I believe this is on purpose, they have, I believe, 6, benches for bench pressing, right? And they're all lined up in a row, side by side, in front of a mirror. Okay? Now,
right in the center of the gym.
right in the center, So what that means is, translation, there's a lot of fucking pressure on you. There's a lot of pressure to perform. Let's just say that, right? So, I go there. Start off with some dumbbells. Now keep in mind, I'm really motivated, right? So I start off light, like, I'm like, damn, you know what? Shit felt light, Let me go to the bench, So, I'm in between, Hulk number 1 and Hulk number 2. These dudes are monsters, right? And I'm talking like monsters, like they didn't know each other, but they were talking over me, pushing each other. So, like, real shit. They didn't know each other. How I know that is because the conversation was like, hey man, I seen you before. He's like, yeah man, I'm trying to get this work in, Didn't even acknowledge me. Like I was so beneath their level that I wasn't even acknowledged, He's like, oh man, good shit, man. He's like, good shit, man. Keep up that good work, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get up to 315, like 8 times, right? I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. Let me put some real weight on here, right? And put on some real weight. By real weight, I mean, 225. It's nothing impressive, right?
That's impressive.
You think so?
I mean, don't sell yourself short.
You know what? I feel like, and maybe it's the Instagram era, I feel like everybody's moving really major weight nowadays. Because I feel like 225 is nothing.
Between two monsters, it don't seem like no real weight. But like,
that's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, how many people are just lifting 225 pounds, man? Come on.
I guess you're right. Yeah. So like, I'm hitting this weight, and my goal was just like, okay, let me just hit 5, get 5. Felt pretty good, right? And
not bad for being out of shape.
Yeah. Then I say, okay, let me hit 5 one more time. Couldn't get 5, got 4. Okay. So I said, let me just do 2 good ones, right? 1 rep, easy work. 2nd rep, shit got real. Shit got real, right? So not only did like my shoulder get tweaked where it was like a quick trip to Snap City, but the dreaded spot had to come out. Yeah.
Somebody came behind you and helped you lift it up?
It was one of the buff dudes. And here's the thing. Look, it's good gym etiquette. If someone yells spot, it's like, oh shit, let me help you, bro. And then like, they'll come behind you and lift the weight up, right? Now, mind you, this is 225. I kind of felt disrespected because usually when someone comes behind you and helps you lift the weight, they use their two hands. And it's okay, there, let me help you guide it up, right? This dude came over, grabbed the 225 with one hand and racked it for me. So there you go, bro. I looked around and it's just packed. It's packed. I was like, really, bruh? Really? So, two things that don't mix. Being really out of shape and being really motivated to go work out. You're going to embarrass yourself.
Gym etiquette, also gym humiliation.
Spot! Yeah. Yeah, man. She get real in there, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But I am also happy that you got back into the gym.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. I would like to tell you that I'd be working out every day, but we know that's not happening.
Yeah, man. Just as long as you get in there, man. I don't want to come across as judgy. I don't want to come across as I'm always in the gym guy either. But hey, as long as you're going, man, that's all that matters. In our advanced age, it's good that you keep yourself in shape.
Advanced age. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't live like you're in your 20s anymore. That's for sure.
No, you really can't. But you were talking about being a fat ass, which actually leads me into a question I have for you. Mm-hmm. We've talked about steakhouses before and shit like that. But what is your favorite chain restaurant? Like favorite chain sit down restaurant?
Let me think. I'm trying to think, like, what's the last place I damn near put out of business? You know what, man? Lately, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think they got it out there. Well, fuck, that's a hard question. All right, I'm gonna go with. I'm going to go with.
This is obviously the toughest question you've ever gotten asked.
Right. There's a lot of good places out there. Okay. I'm just gonna go old school. I'm gonna go Roscoe's.
That's fair. Roscoe's
chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Agree. I kind of view Roscoe's a little more as more like a novelty meal. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's what you do when you're in LA.
I see what you mean.
But I'm not saying it's the wrong answer. I'm just how I view. But my favorite like chain restaurant is probably Cheesecake Factory, man. It's got very basic food, but it's kind of a diverse menu, and it's generally always good. The service can, sometimes be a little up and down depending on how busy they are, but the food is usually very good. So yeah, I fucks with the Cheesecake Factory, man. And to our listeners out there, feel free. We'll just tweet it up, asking what your favorite chain restaurant is. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Cheesecake Factory.
You know what? That's a good ass choice. And you know what? To add on to that, very rarely do you go to Cheesecake Factory and order something, and they skim on the portion size. Usually, Whatever you order at Cheesecake Factory, you're getting hooked up with.
Even the lunch menu.
Yeah, you're getting your money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only downside is the expensive ass cheesecake. That's the only downside.
Yeah, that's their thing.
$8 slice. Yeah.
No. I'll go to this place out here called Nations and get like a whole cheesecake for $8.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, next time you're out here, man, talking about putting places out of business, I think you and I need to have a meal enhancer first, and then go there and eat. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm down, man. Yeah. I think yeah, we put Wingstop out of business a couple times. Yeah.
Yes, we have. Yeah, they had to close down for the day. That's at least, maybe not out of business, but they definitely had to shut down operations for 24 hours.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's why they've never done all you can eat wings, because they know.
Yes.
Oh, word? Today and today only? Shit. Let me cancel my plans.
That's a challenge? Yeah, I've been waiting for some shit like this. They always want to give me all you can eat shit that I can't eat a lot of, like pancakes. There's only so many pancakes a nigga could really eat. Right. But you give me some wings, stomach is bottomless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last thing I want to bring up, man, and this is a very serious topic. So I was in the shower recently. I shaved my head. I saw there was a little bit of blood on the blade. We shave our heads very well. I shave my head like every day. You've said you stopped giving a fuck as much, but
right.
I saw there's a little blood on the blade. I nicked myself. It happens. So I get out of the shower and I get my hand mirror and I'm looking. I want to put a Band-Aid on because I'm about to go to sleep and I don't want blood all over my pillows. I've done that before. And it looks like a murder scene. And I don't want that shit to happen. So I was looking to where I could apply the Band-Aid. And I noticed, by the way, I was still naked during this time. And so I noticed in my lower back, there was some like discolorations, a little darker. Now, I don't know how often you look at your lower back or your back in general, but I don't see my back very often. So I don't know how long that's been there. I don't know if that's a result of something. I do suffer from lower back pain. I've been an athlete my whole life. However, again, I've never really looked at my lower back before. So immediately I do what most people do. I run to the Google and I Google
mistake, biggest mistake.
Well, let me finish. I Google lower back discoloration. Now you can tell me how big of a mistake that was. Because the worst thing you can ever Google is skin and discoloration or skin anything. I saw some of the grossest shit I have ever seen that people suffer from their skin. From boils to lesions to fucking rashes, allergic reactions. I was disgusted, but I couldn't stop looking. I'm like giving myself nausea. There's a lot of people out there suffering from some really fucked up skin diseases out there. And I feel sorry for all of you.
Yeah. That's the problem. That's the problem. You it's your number one source for information, but God forbid that you Google something pertaining to health. It's like you Google oh shit, how to deal with a hangnail, and Google's answer is you got 3 days, bruh. It's like some of that shit be like, damn, really? Oh man.
Needless to say, I have no idea what's going on in my lower back. Maybe I should just consult a doctor. I didn't get to what the problem could be. I didn't get to my self-diagnosis because I was just so distracted by all of the fucked up shit that I saw. But then again, it could just be my skin. You know what I'm saying? Like it could just, we're imperfect human beings. That's where birthmarks and shit come from. Maybe my lower back has always been a little darker, and maybe I'm what folks call light skin. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not Steph Curry, but I'm definitely not Wesley Snipes. I'm somewhere around Will Smith. But my lower back is like LeBron James dark. Just a regular dark skinned guy, chocolate skin, not like Draymond Green. Not that dark.
Wait. So you're telling me you're Will Smith black, but on your back it's LeBron black?
That's lower back, like my lower back, right above my ass cheeks, but like below, like right below, like a tramp stamp.
Okay,
like there's just a small, there's a small area. I would say maybe 4 inches up by like 6 inches wide.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So again,
that doesn't sound too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be just like a big birthmark or something. I don't know. I've never analyzed my lower back before.
Yeah. Now you do realize we literally just did what every man does when it comes to their health. We did it on air. We literally downplayed it. We have no answers, but we're like, oh sure, it's probably fine. We'll sleep it off. Jesus.
I mean, I've been living with it this long. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
How bad can it really be?
There you go. That's what I say for everything. Yeah, how bad could it be?
Yeah. So, anyway, that's my story, and that's all I got for today, really, man. I did want to talk about something else, but I don't think it's a very popular topic as it stands right now, so I won't bring it up. But it's not that interesting, so I'm not leaving anybody on a cliffhanger.
I mean, I kind of feel like you just left everyone on the cliffhanger there. But tune in to next week's episode, guys.
So I can talk about something that nobody really gives a fuck about.
Is it interesting or isn't it? Tune in next week.
Yeah. Hey, there's a good chance that it's both or neither of those things.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, man, if you don't got anything else, man, we can wrap this shit up.
All right, man. Let's do this, bro. It was good talking to you, homie. Hey, man, the pleasure was all mine. And as always, man, we're just a couple of suburban hood niggas out here trying to make it. Amen, brother. Amen. All right, man. I'll holla at you. All right. Peace. Peace.